school's over and everybody get back to work. Back to school to back to work. Is that what it is? Welcome to the very last Monday sales meeting until after Mega Camp. So there won't be one next week. We have some announcements for you guys. We're going to do that first. But first, before we do any announcements, please leave your cell phones on. Because we are going to call you. Actually, which one? Come on, pick up. And we want your money. So if your phone rings, how much is it if it rings?
$100.
No?
Oh, that's 25.
Okay, so it's 25 bucks if it rings? My batteries must be dead.
I'm actually going to leave mine on because I want to be getting a phone call.
As long as you got the money, we charge people.
Oh, for pregnancy calls?
Yes, absolutely.
Jeez.
We charge people.
It's a hard crowd.
Well, we'll do a show of hands. And that also means if your computer makes any noise, if your iPad makes any noise, so just because I have to be fair, right? Because we just did this in Petaluma. One of the guys over there had an iPad sitting on a thing next to it, and it went like that, and it was 25 bucks. All right?
Unless the iPad is pregnant, in which case.
Well, if you can figure out how to get an iPad pregnant, more power to you. You can sell the babies for like, what, 500 bucks each?
Wow.
Is that not in culture? So this thing, we're just going to lock up my whole machine here. All right, here we go. I have a couple of things I wanted to show you in here as far as trends go. Something that you guys should all be very proud of because you guys are the ones doing this. This is across this is just in Santa Rosa across just our 2 Santa Rosa locations. If you take a look at the trends here, so the red office is Fountain Grove. The green line is Santa Rosa. What's been happening here, this is the closed volume trend line in millions over the last rolling 12 months. If you can't read what it is. 12-month rolling time trend. Okay? All listings and sales. So what happened is, on August of 2013, the Santa Rosa, the West office was at about 32 million in closed volume. Steadily increasing trend all the way through a year later, last month, look where we were. We were over 72 million in closed volume, and it's continuing on that same path. And that in and of itself is awesome, and that, similar for the Fountain Grove office. In and of itself, that's really awesome. But when you look at it compared to what our competition has done over the same period, it becomes really obvious. Here's what the competition has done over the same period. Now they're doing more volume, they have more offices and more agents and all that kind of stuff, but look at their trend. In fact, some of their trends are troubling, right? Some of them are far below.
I can't read. What are the different colors? Which companies?
Okay, so the gold with the diamonds is C21 Alliance. The black one with the triangles is CPS. The blue and the blue, red, and green are Coldwell Banker. So those are our targets, right? As far as what we're closing in on as far as our volume. And by the way, how does a brokerage increase its volume? Right, there's 2 ways.
More agents and higher production per agent already there.
Do more agents matter if they don't do any business?
No.
No. So I get that it correlates, but you guys doing more production, which I know is good for you guys too, you like it, and then bringing in talent. And it can be brand new talent, or it can be talent that's established talent, but there's a difference between bringing in bodies and bringing in talent, yes? Right. And Eileen spoke to that a few meetings back. So I think I'm really excited about these 2 trends. The trend that I see as far as what our targets, our competition is flatline as far as growth. And we're on a ridiculously steep trajectory. You missed it, I think, Eileen. You walked in just after the first slide, didn't you?
Yeah, but I've already seen it.
I know. So I just thought you guys, I love this stuff, and I kind of live and die by this, and so does Eileen. Eileen and I meet once a week, and we pour over this stuff. So I was pretty excited by this, and I thought you would be too. I can tell by the faces, everybody's like, jazz, right? You should be, and it's something, and actually, if you want these charts, you can have them, because it actually wouldn't be bad to mention things like this in a listing appointment, right?
Can we have, I think it'd be useful in talking to some agents to interest them in this company.
Absolutely. How many people want these charts for that? All right, I'll post them. When we get done with the meeting, I'll post these charts. It'll be today. I don't know if it'll be right when I'm done, because I have a special guest today. Actually, we'll talk to our special guest right now. Mark, come on up here. All right, Yara, you're up. Come on up.
Andrew's here to hold my hand.
Who's not there?
Andrew to hold my hand.
Oh, no. We have something to show you guys. This is not the one that you did.
No, all right, okay.
Well, that's just a picture of one. That's not the whole
All right.
presentation.
So, you know how you hear Roy talk about there's so many resources available. If you guys would just go on the back end of the website or all this stuff. And I hear it the 15th time I finally got it. And
I'll get
so,
it for you.
another agent in this office invited me to coach. I wanted to look impressive. And so Roy directed me to this. And is there a way to like go through the slides?
Yeah, I can do it for you. Just tell me
Okay,
what.
all right, so this is like a stock thing that we can upload our own stuff and personalize it. It's available to all of us. It's actually pretty easy. I did it. And so if you just scroll through, this is something that we can send to people either, ideally before we meet with them. You don't have to put a value on it. It's just sort of a way to sort of like get our foot in the door. And it basically, there's a little place to talk about yourself. There's a way to talk about a marketing strategy, and some of these are blank, and then some of them have some stuff in there that's sort of already in there. But what I noticed was it looks very LA. Because I figured that out. LA time stands for LA. So the thing is that I didn't feel that was going to really resonate up here, and I was a little worried about minutia, I suppose. And so I went in and I could modify this. Now the other thing is that we're not leaders in luxury. We have the International Luxury Home Marketing Association. So some of this stuff isn't applicable. And so here's Will's page. And then, so anyway, so this is the stock stuff. And you see it's got the Your Town USA type stuff in there. And so the whole point I'm trying to make, because we're going to go to another version of it, is that all of this is like easily modifiable. And you can just upload your own photos, and it looks really glossy
piece of
and
cake,
professional.
I'll show you.
Yeah. So then
So when you're editing it, all you want to, if you want to change anything, like let's say
it's cut and paste.
you don't like this picture because it's too LA or whatever, you just go in there and select it,
And
get
bam,
rid of
bam.
it, put in the one you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let me show you the next one, which is the one that I did that's still sort of like a work in progress. There's still other things I would like to do to it. And the cool thing is that I can save it, and then I can just drop someone's name and their property photo into it. And I
Where is
have
it?
something, it's right next to that one. They're on the same zip drive.
I don't have the zip drive.
Hi, Andrew.
Look at this guy. We actually rehearsed all that before the meeting.
That sounds like Yara. So I'm relatively needy, and I just go to Andrew and go help, and it works out pretty good. And then what he's now coaching me to do is, I'm going to teach you how to do something so I don't have to come in over and over and do the same thing.
And then one,
Where's it?
And so
the listing binder, everyone, or what was the PDF called?
it was called Sonoma.
Sonoma.pdf.
So
We're doing our thing.
we're doing our thing. So luckily, by working in an office with other agents, there's an opportunity to collaborate, and somebody said, hey, would you be willing to work on something with me? And that's only by being in this office and showing up and like talking to people. For Jeanette and I is no problem. We're really good. So all right, so anyway, so here's the one that has some slight modifications. So what I did, I think that's a really pretty picture. But over here, like these are pictures of like a previous listing of mine.
Okay, good.
So I can swap out all the little the little thumbnails of architectural stuff, and then yeah, no, go back up, go back up. Oh, you're ruining the flow. Ruining the
dude,
flow.
sorry.
All right, so go back up to page 2.
There we
I can pause. So I wasn't able to do a drive-by picture, so I was actually able to take this picture off of Google Satellite. Jeanette had done a drive-by, sat outside and ate her lunch like a stalker, and so And so I took a picture off of Google, and then I put like a little filter on it, so, and so that's their names. And then these little pictures in the bottom, I changed those all out, so they're no longer like LA, there's like a vineyard view, and that's Austin Creek, and I don't know, that's some house in Montgomery Drive that I think Karen and I sold. And so, but the point was I was personalizing it and making it more Sonoma County, and if anybody ever said, hey, that's a cool picture, I could be like, yeah, hey, I sold that. And so at least it was relevant to my business. And so, and everybody can do this, and you guys can do it better than I can. So
It's taking forever because I'm running it off the thumb drive.
okay, and so I would just say that this is something that probably, in a perfect world, all of us would have one, and all we'd have to do is put the person's name and the picture of their photo in it,
Who's that?
and we can send it off.
I have no idea.
Looks like a jerk.
Funny. So this is like all my like bio stuff, and I was able to put that in there, and if they read it, that's probably better than me telling them about me. And then all those pictures are also things that I put in there. And then there's another one for Jeanette in there. And then under marketing strategy, I sort of left it blank because I wanted to go and see the house and understand it before I started giving them some generic marketing approach. And then on, and so you see how these little pictures up here, every single one of these images can be manipulated, or something that's more authentic to who your brand is can be put in there. And then I'll show you some cool stuff if we get there.
Yeah, you got the comps in there to show.
Well, so I look at, it says SF instead of LA. I did that, thank you. And the other thing is when they gave us the new information about how we were gonna have those branded photos on Trulio and Zillow, I put that information in here too. And then see San Francisco, and
It's going slow.
it's going slow. And so I changed that out to be more consistent with what we do with the luxury organization that we're affiliated with. And then that's my own picture. You see that copper picture? I'm giving Will a run for his money. I put that in there. I really did. I took that picture at a listing that I was touring because it was the most beautiful sink I had seen. I just snapped a photo. And it looks better than stock photo. So this stuff I sort of kept stock because I didn't want to go in there and start dealing
Who's
with
Jane
that.
Smith?
Yeah, she's an awesome agent. If you're in your town, USA, she's the best.
I usually use any agent.
And so, but I want to show you that there's a couple other slides that I did manipulate. And one of the things that I did, see all those little photos at the bottom? Those are all Sonoma County, so it doesn't feel LA anymore. That's Bodega Bay. And then I talk in there about some of the wording, so then I could put my own website pictures in there. So that's my website, and Andrew walked me through, it's like capturing a screenshot and then putting it up in here. And all of us have an eEdge website, so nobody has an excuse not to do that with Andrew's help. And,
Where's the appointment sheet?
well,
Right
I think really if Andrew wanted to leverage this time, he would put up an instructional for all of us, and it would be pretty simple. And then I also did it with Facebook, because they're always talking about social media, so I could actually take my business page and put it in there. And then the last thing I did on this to sort of personalize it for this client was I went to Claris Market Metrics, and I took the sold information over the last 36 months for properties between 2.7 million and 5.5 million. So I banded it into the right price point for the right time, and then for the right town, and then took this time and then added a bunch of graphs that we'll probably get to much later. And, because I haven't met the individual, I don't know how analytical they are, and I wanted to make sure that I was leading with something that was glossy but also had some information. And so, all right, so like I put in these market metrics and stuff like this, and so for
That's Santa Barbara?
That's still in Beach.
oh, it's not. Never mind the picture.
I'm buying out
The graphs and charts was stuff I made all by
That was
myself.
before the earthquake.
And so all of that stuff, for any home, any of us can make this. It's like a button away. And I
That's
feel
right, these are right out of MLS.
yeah, those are right out of MLS. And I feel like that kind of,
Heck
they
yeah.
might actually think so. And I know a few things. And then at the very last one, so all this stuff is stock, but all those pictures can be swapped out. You could do a picture of your ice cream shop. Susan could do a picture of her baby horse. I mean, whatever it is that's going on in our lives, we could personalize it pretty good. And then the last one, I just did like another market metrics at the back, which was actually pretty relevant information. And so I did this instead of, and then after that, we sent them a CMA by mail, which was different information. And we included the long version of the realist report, so it gives all the, you know, all the neighbors and all the other stuff. And I just think that 1-2 combination, pretty glossy PDF and hardcover stuff going to, you know, that Suzanne printed out, it was pretty good. So we don't have the listing yet, but I thought it was pretty cool and I thought I would share it.
This will get a response.
Yeah, awesome,
Hopefully it's the right response.
awesome, that looks really good, man. Way to go. So that will, you guys all know where that is, so I don't need to explain how to get to it and all that stuff, right?
And of course, I'm putting together a video on how to do this
Now
yourself,
you're talking.
which will also include a link to the download for the blank PowerPoint template. Quick question, just for my own knowledge, who's used PowerPoint here? All right. So, 2 quick little notes. 1, I'm going to be making a video on how to do this yourself. And 2, it does benefit from some individualized attention on top of just the video in case you have something you wanted to do to stand out or anything along those lines. So please, book time with me. It takes about a half an hour to get the theory and everything down. I left Yarrow alone with it and put it together and came back with everything pretty much himself. All we did was go over basic theory. So happy to do that for any of you. Just give me a call and we can get some time together. Other than that, I'll have a video going and I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, when you guys see, thank you. When you guys see what he's working on, Eileen gave him direction and stuff like that. Yeah, he showed me the front page of it today, I was like,
Hey, I want to see it.
Oh, there's more. There's more. I told you, be ready by Friday. It was ready on Friday.
Cool.
yeah,
I got you.
yeah, right on. All right, so some announcements. Margaritaville potluck in this office on Friday at 4 p.m. The sign-ups are looking really good. We're all gonna be here, right? Who's not going so that we can like look at you and go, ooh.
Giants Dodgers game, so.
Oh, come on, man. No, this is gonna be really fun. We're hoping we get a lot of people up from Petaluma too. We know how our 2 Santa Rosa offices here in Forest.
Pass this around again?
Yeah, will you guys talk about it? What you guys want to talk about? Because not everybody was here last time. Let's pass this around. Thank you. Russ, tell everybody about what we're.
Well, so we're working on getting all 3 offices to come together for a mixer up here. We're gonna have free margaritas. We may have to have you sign a waiver, but basically it's pulled pork. The company is supplying pulled pork for this, and we've got some potluck items that are gonna be here, and we should have a lot of fun. We're gonna start at 4. One of the big sign-ups is it's after 5 someplace,
Yeah.
so it's okay to have a margarita.
And we'll have these speakers thumping.
Oh, yeah? And you'll be singing for us?
No.
too? No, okay. But it's a great way to come and.
Not immediately.
Here's how good the margaritas are.
They're as good as we need them
Somehow I
to
think
be.
about it.
So it'll be a lot
You
of
don't
fun.
like the way I sound when I sing, just drink more margaritas.
It's also a great opportunity to invite another agent to come by.
Yeah.
Hey, come and see what we do. Come by Friday, meet some of our other agents. And over the years, I found that, and as Yarrow has, coming and talking with other agents, we team up on deals. We team up on stuff. So there's a business opportunity here for you as well. You know, you may remember somebody's got a talent or a need, connect with the agent, you know, talk, Liz, are you gonna make it? Yeah, we got a Lake County person right there.
Nice.
And so it's a good thing to remember that and connect with our fellow agents. So I hope to see you Friday. We're gonna start at 4, and we're going to what, 6, 7?
Yeah, probably 80 hours. I would think.
9?
So the margaritas run out.
You know, you and I have to
Also,
catch
if you-
a plane in the morning.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, I know. Well, I'll sleep on the plane. No, I'm kidding.
Also, if you have to go pick up kids after school or something like that, it's okay to bring them. We're gonna have lots of food.
Yep.
And we don't want you to stay away because, you know, of family time, and bring your family.
Yeah, we'd love to meet your families. Like I've got to meet some of you guys and stuff like that, and your significant others and kids and stuff like that. I think it's cool. It's fun. Love to do that. Prospect Lunch and Learn on Lead Gen, and that's 11 a.m. And I forgot to put the date in.
Right.
But it'll be one of these days at 11 a.m. We'll put it out. We'll put it out to you guys, but it's not today. Mandatory Bill Jensen is going to teach. His name isn't Mandatory Bill Jensen. His name's Bill Jensen, but the class is mandatory. He's going to teach the new RPA, right? So, and the way he's going to teach it is, you know, highlighting the differences and things like that. It's going to be what, I think 2 hours. at noon on the 29th of this month. Please do be there for that. This, we're providing this. He's one of the top attorneys in town, and he's been contracted by us to provide broker risk management anyway. And so him coming in to teach this class, I think that what's CAR is charging like $50 for the class or whatever. Yeah, and this is going to be a lot more detailed and focused.
It says
which is good.
12, did they switch it to 12? It was a 10.
It is a 10.
Is it at 10?
Oh.
I don't know why it says 12 there. Anyway, yeah, don't pay attention.
We can have copies of the new RPA to work with?
Yes, by then,
Dummy
sure.
copy? Okay, good.
Yeah.
The draft's on the CAR website.
The draft is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it back
I
up?
think
Because they
it's
had taken it down.
back up.
Back up.
It's back up, okay, good. And then save the date for the Halloween costume party in the East Office on Halloween from noon to 3. That's gonna be fun. How about, who has success between last week and this week that they want to share? I know there are some people in here who do because we've talked, but let's see, quick show of hands, who has something good happen to them in their business? Really? Nobody? Coop!
All right. So, hello everyone. My name's Coop Ford. I'm a buyer's agent with the Armacio Group, and finally have some clients now. So I'm excited about that. That's exciting times, and the house on Earl is still available and lowered the price on that. So if anybody knows of anybody who wants to purchase that home at $295, that'd be cool. I'm getting tired of showing it, but it's still fun though. I've made some clients out of that as well. And how many of you? It's 515 Earl Street. Yeah, it's right up against the 12, so it's kind of an interesting location. That's the point I keep hearing from people. But who here has heard of the LGBT community in Fountain Grove? So a couple of you. I know the marketing director there, Drew Mordecai, and he has invited us to have one of our meetings there, and then also give us a tour as well of that facility.
That's really cool.
And I had the pleasure of seeing that facility, and it's pretty much like being on a cruise ship that doesn't go anywhere.
Wow.
Which is absolutely amazing. Very
That's awesome.
phenomenal
Maybe we can
community.
set that up to a meeting.
And a referral brings you 3% commission, and that's all you have to do is just refer somebody. And that's it. And then the rest of it is done. So I don't know when we'd want to set something like that. He's ready for it
Get with
even
me and Sue
next
about
week.
it.
So I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, get with me and Sue about it, and we'll have Sue take point on that.
Okay.
Sounds good, perfect. Thanks, Coop. Richard, you had a success.
Well, it was a last minute open house that I really wanted to do on. 2 previous inquiries didn't work out, so I just grabbed my signs and went to one of Shanna's outfits. I only had 2 people show up. One was a renter looking for a rental place, and the other one was a fantastic a couple that I'm finding a house for, so.
Perfect.
Open houses are wonderful.
Yeah, they are.
I'm a big advocate.
It's a place where you can go and have people come to you,
Yeah.
right? Very cool. Way to go, Richard. Who else has a success? Patty,
Oh, I was just in the MLS the other day and I
I
saw.
think your hair is a success. I love it.
Nothing but a little wine.
You call her Cutter?
Scissors.
That's the East Office standard
Yeah,
joke now
yeah.
between that she's constantly cutting her hair.
But I was going through my buyer's list and there's somebody we've never, since I've been there's never been a response from never. But just out of who I thought, this suits what they're looking for. Shot them an email. And right now we're almost in escrow. And it was just on a whim. Hey, Tristan, show you this. Great.
Very cool.
And so, it's somebody that I've kind of passed over a couple of times because no response. But it just shows, go back, get them again.
Yep, be relentless. Yeah, I love that. In fact, one of the things that you might want to consider doing if you're working with buyers is go to the Norbar meeting tomorrow and then go on tour. And while you're on tour in the house, think of who this house fits for and call them up and go, hey, it's Roy, listen, I'm standing in your next house. That's my style. You don't have to do that. Like, people laugh when I do that. But you could say, hey, yeah, listen, it's Allison, and I'm walking through a house right now. We're just touring, it just came on the market, and everywhere I go through this house, I just keep thinking of you, so I want to call you.
Roy, I did that last year and ended up with a $900,000 sale.
Yeah. Isn't it weird like that? It's not like they don't want to buy something, but it's like not always on their radar, and when you can call somebody up and tell them you
This
think
old
about it.
client wasn't even shopping.
Wow.
I just called him up and said, I was just in this place
you ought to buy.
Yeah,
And he didn't.
you gotta see it.
Yeah, I need to do that more often.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. So, good reason to be on tour anyway, right? You have to know you have to know the product, you have to know what's out there, so why not make some calls when you're in there? Oh my God, I know who this house would fit for. Right? Perfect, very cool. Who else has a success? Yes.
I had one that I got a client into contract a week ago Monday. It was kind of a struggle. She's a first-time buyer with the USDA loan, which is not an easy loan to sell to a seller. So that was helpful. And then I had another one where I had a deal burned down around me because of the Skype loan. So anyone who has properties with the solar systems on them that were funded by Sonoma County Energy Independence, be aware they are not transferable if you need a loan on the property. It was described as a transferable lien loan. We found out that no lender in Sonoma County will touch it. Because Fannie and Freddie said, not no, but hell no.
How
We
big's the
take
lien?
subordinate position to a $20,000 tax lien for a solar system.
Yeah.
So she was angry that it was misrepresented. I should have known better. The listing agent should have known a lot better. Turns out a title company didn't disclose it when another unnamed local credit union did a refinance on them. It didn't come up on the prelim from the title company. So there was some, I think, fraud committed by the title company to this unnamed title credit union. Anyway, I tried to capture the interest. My buyer was hot to, and I showed her properties this weekend, and I've written an offer, and I think we'll get into contract on this house, and it happens to be with another agent in our eastern office.
Cool.
So I feel really good about that. It's a Keller Williams agent that I know and I trust, and it doesn't have a weird solar system or anything it needs.
Nice, well, that sounds like.
But be really aware of
We
those Skype
appreciate that
things.
information.
The Skype thing is a real bummer because that can really tie you up. They ended up giving the house to somebody for $6,000 less who was a cash buyer because a cash buyer could assume the Skype loan because they didn't need to go get the loan. So that was where I lost to cash buyer even though it was a much lower figure. My buyer could have ponied up some money towards the solar system, but she was absolutely unwilling.
Right. Right, understandably so.
And that one had an $18,000 payoff, which is low for a Skype loan. That's a small system.
Yeah.
And apparently it zeroed out the electrical bill for a house in Windsor to like, $7 a
Strange that
month.
the seller wasn't interested in adjusting the price based on that.
Well, they had another offer that they wouldn't have to, I said, eat the $18,000. They said, I'll split it with you. My buyer said, hell no.
Yeah.
And they ended up taking the cash offer for $6,000 less because nobody had to pay off the Skype loan.
So they can keep it in place.
They can keep it in place. But I learned that this was complicated by a credit union giving them a refi and not having it disclosed on the prelim from the title company. So the seller was acting in good faith. They had bought it with a Skype loan several years ago, and they'd done a refi with the Skype loan this year in February.
Yeah.
So they were sort of thinking it was an assumable loan when it absolutely is not.
Wow.
No lender, not even the credit unions who told me maybe if on a portfolio loan, if we like you and the sun is shining, they're all saying no.
Wow, interesting. Thanks for
Because
that,
it's a
though.
lien, and yeah, and the
Right,
newer
right, yeah.
systems are where you lease the system and then somebody pays to take it off the roof or put it back on.
Yeah, right, right. Awesome. Thanks for the heads up. Who else has a success they want to share? All right, how about, who has a listing that's coming that's not currently on MLS? Romy.
In winter, it's in the Deer Creek subdivision, will be on hopefully this Sunday with an open. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1782 square feet. Large backyard, I don't have the square footage on that right now. It will be updated. He's putting about $50,000 into that home. It was an investment property and it'll be right around 5 1/4.
What neighborhood did you say?
Deer Creek, on the west side.
Awesome. Russ.
I've got two, 4608 Harmony Place in Rohnert Park. It's 1,400 and something square feet. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, corner lot. It is a short sale. We're gonna put it on at $360. It's a $400,000 neighborhood. Right now, there was a bankruptcy and a discharge of a loan, but the loans remained a lien, so before we put it on the market, we wanna make sure we've got contact and everything for everybody on that property. The house is a bit of a fixer. It's been lived in with 3 dogs and 3 guys, and not much maintenance has been done on it. Another one on 197 Gilbert in Santa Rosa, right off of Montgomery Drive. Farmer's Lane left on Montgomery, right on Gilbert. We should have everything we need for the short sale on that one by tomorrow, and as soon as we get the short sale stuff in place, we'll put it active on the market. We're getting a tenant out, the tenant will be out on the 15th, so I think that'll be on market. We're gonna put that on at 4/15. It's got some deferred maintenance and it needs updating.
How many bedrooms?
Huh?
Bedrooms, baths?
3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,767, I think it is. So that'll be active on the 15th.
Cool. Yes, Daphne?
I have 8144 Olot in Patati. It is, you can walk right to the downtown. It's, yeah, it's cute little, very affordable, 415, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, maybe 2.5 baths. Should be going on by the end of the week, and low maintenance yard. You can hear the accordion festival. Not super loud, but you know, it's just easy walk to the park or to, what's that, 8 Ball? What's that bar down there? It's like 8 Ball's market too. Yeah, right. I've been in there yet. And then, 415.
Is it single story or two-story?
2-story.
How big's the lot?
The lot's kind of small, it's probably like a 3,500 square foot lot, kind of a flag lot. You know, it's sort of a little PUD right there. OLOF. And then I have 3262 Boron, which is a single level, 1,500 square foot, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It's really nice house in Dutton Meadows. That'll be coming on at 425, hopefully by Sunday. 3262 Boron in Southwest Center.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything coming? Yes, Chris?
The Armasu Group has a new listing on Dogwood. I think the address is 1413. I'm not quite sure, but it'll come up probably mid to late next week. We're having some repairs done on it and having it staged this week. And it'll come on at around probably 410. It's a 3 and 2, about 1,500 square feet. And if those of you are shopping on Dogwood, there are 2 other listings on that street as well. But ours, of course, will be best and priced best.
Right.
How big's the lot on that one, Chris, do you know?
I think it's, 6,000-7,000 square feet. It's not super
A
big.
good size, well, for a dog.
Decent, yeah, decent for Dogwood. And you know that area, the floor models are kind of similar.
Yeah.
But we're getting it fixed up and staged really nice.
Awesome. Cool. Jeanette?
Yes, end of the month, Deborah in Petaluma, for you Petaluma people. This will be in the high 3s. He is doing some work on it, so it'll be all ready for the new person to move in. And it'll be vacant with a lockbox and a regular sale.
What's the street?
Oh, Deborah. Deborah in
Yeah,
Petaluma.
what, do you have the address?
Not memorized, but
Is it a 3-2?
it is a 3-2. Yeah, it has a nice, good sized backyard too.
How much?
It'll be in the high 3s. Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else have something coming?
Oh.
Yes,
I
Daphne?
had a price reduction on,
Okay.
13 something. And it's broken. And it's at $395 and we're getting it down to $380 probably by today or tomorrow.
Nice.
That's the short sale.
Yes.
Way to go on the
Really
price
like it.
reduction.
Okay.
But they don't want to wait for a short sale.
Well, there is that.
Way to go on the price reduction, seriously.
Yeah, that's good.
That's gonna get more and more popular.
Yeah.
It already is. Anybody have any buyer needs they wanna pitch? Just real quick. Yes, Coop?
So, my mom, they just recently sold their house in Georgia, and they're going to be moving out this way, so it's nice to have family out here finally. What that means for myself is that I need to figure out how to have the biggest house between $600,000 and $700,000 because seems as though we're all going to live together for a little while. This is pretty exciting times. Unfortunately, my father has beginning onset Alzheimer's, and my mom, she's getting older, at 73 years old. So something that has like possibly a granny unit, or even like split levels, separate entrances, 2 living rooms. Those types of houses would definitely be conducive to a multiple family living environment.
Have they picked an area yet? Or?
I mean, it'd be nice to be in the northeast of Santa Rosa, obviously, is where we really like to stay. But then Roner Park, Kentucky, my stepfather really likes to golf, and he loves the golf area that's down there as well. So there's also that. So yeah.
Awesome.
There's that house on Simone that has a granny on it.
Okay.
that they did a price reduction on it.
Yeah.
It's been on the market forever, but it was done well, it's real cute.
You know, okay.
Viv,
Coop, this is actually for you,
Oh.
but I don't know, I can't remember the address, but there is one in Windsor. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's got a beautiful granny unit, kitchen, bedroom, living room. That
Is it
might,
off of Hembry?
yes,
Yeah.
that's a nice,
Countryside, or?
is that what it is?
I think so.
That's a really
Yeah.
nice unit.
The main house, we would kind of want to be the 4-bedroom, 2-bath, because then there'd be an extra room for an office, essentially. So that's kind of, yeah, the 3-bedroom thing. There's also a house that's over on Benton that just had a price reduction as well that has a granny unit, but unfortunately it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and then the granny unit. So really looking for the biggest possible house money can buy.
yeah, I bet you are.
Yes. Even a duplex would be really cool.
Does everybody have their like 24-hour market watch thing set up on the homepage for Barris for themselves? Because if you haven't set that up,
What is
I mean,
it,
it's been
24
around
hour?
forever. Any Rapatoni MLS has it. It's the 24-hour market watch section. And what you're going to start to see, you can define the areas when you go into like profile and settings and stuff like that. What you're going to start to see is it gives you like a little graph of how many new listings in the last 24 hours, how many pendings in the last 24 hours, how many sold in the last 24 hours, how many expireds, how many withdrawals, how many price reductions. Yes, that's starting to grow. And along with that, what else is going to, along with price reductions, as price reductions grow and days on market grow, what else grows?
Inventory.
Inventory. And when inventory grows, what else grows?
Right.
Huh?
Rose.
Who said expired?
Oh, well,
Expired, yes, absolutely. It's become already a very good source of business. And there's people killing it. In fact, Shad, Cloney, and Barton Smith down at the Petaluma office went out and they partnered together so that they didn't have to spend all the money themselves, and they bought the Red X, and they're just hammering expireds. So, and there's a lot. So you just have to be willing to go get them. Who else has anything they want to pitch? Okay, here's what the calendar looks like for this week. Eileen's income boost today, 1:30 to 3:30. Yes? Yes? Petaluma sales meeting tomorrow. And before that, don't forget, 8:30, the Norbar meeting at the VA. Definitely want to be there for that. Go on tour. We've had a bunch of us there the last few times. Well, the last week there wasn't one because of the holiday. It's back on this week. The East Office Mastermind at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the ALC meeting at 9:30 in here. Everyone's encouraged to attend. It's well worth your time to come to an ALC meeting and watch how the ALC members, who are your fellow agents in the office, run the business of this office. It's very cool, very cool. Quick announcement, no meetings next week. And Eileen and I are both going to be in Austin starting this Saturday. We won't be back until the 19th, so we'll be gone all next week. Now, we'll be working from there, so I'm available by phone.
I should hope so.
Yes. I'm available by phone until we go on 6th Street, then after that.
Remember, there is a time difference, so you get on 6th Street earlier.
Yeah, there you go. No, we were talking about that. We get a lot done. We make a lot of phone calls because we're 2 hours ahead,
Yeah.
you know.
You can do that here.
Well, we can't go to Austin though. So that is, other than the risk management stuff, that's basically all we had today for you guys with me. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to share? Eileen, come on up.
Yeah. How about if I just do it from here? and
Okay, I'll help you pass
everybody?
out the stuff.
Oh, I don't have anything to pass out.
Oh, I thought you had all those folders in.
Oh, the folders, yeah, I do have folders to pass out. Yeah, I'm slow today.
I thought maybe,
Yeah.
I'll help you pass
There you
it.
go. So I'll just do it from here, but what I wanted to say is that we had another fabulous month, and our average sale price in the office has gone up to just a fraction under $450. It is now $449,611 for the office.
Wow.
So just know that that's something you can quote, that's our average sales price. Here's a very interesting statistic. We closed 89 deals last month. And people are shocked when they hear that. When I've told people we closed 98 one month, or I guess what was it, 98 and 97,
Yeah.
and now 89. people are absolutely stunned when they hear that number, because they just don't believe it, you know, it's just a lot of it's a fact. But here's the best one of all. How many escrows did you open last month in the month of August? 110.
Yeah.
110 open escrows.
What's our percentage of close?
I don't have that on this report, but we'll.
Just curious.
We can figure it out. But it's 110 open escrows. I think that's amazing. The only thing that is scary at all is the number of listings taken, because that projects our closings 3 months from now. Only 51 listings came in last month.
Wow, that's way down from the.
51 listings for 131 people last month. That's our low statistic. So we're gonna double that. I've always wanted 100 listings, you know, so that's my dream. So anyway, so just that's interesting. And then a couple of other things just to let you know. We're gonna pass out some folders. We have folders for closes, and we're gonna go through this very quickly for the people who, I'll just read the people who aren't here. And we do have a little time. So if I announce one and you think it's, if you had a particularly interesting transaction, you might want to bring something up if there's a learning experience in it. But I'll let you know that Rhonda closed 5 sales. She had 5 of her listings sold. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mark Altus closed 2. He had a listing and he also represented a buyer. Sharina, do I see her name? Arevalos? Arevalos? How do you say it? Arevalos. She closed 1. And Josh Armstrong in Petaluma closed 1. Ms. Black over there, 2 folders for you. Which
Black
ones do you want?
Black for Liz Black.
Of course she wants black,
I
Roy.
can say about the land listing that I had, that was over a year of a listing, and I had a real challenge with the seller. I didn't our advertising got to be a real issue, because she wanted me to advertise and the price was really, really over. I can rethink that one now, and I probably should have. We did advertise it once, and we split the cost, and then I repaid her. But I probably should have advertised it even at a high listing. But it was a point of trying to get her off her spot. So it was just an interesting little bit of stubbornness on my part that I had to recognize. So just be aware that it will rise inside of you at times.
What was the difference between list price and final price?
Well, 100,000. And they're darn lucky they got it. It came out of a exchange. They wouldn't have gotten that price. But
And you know what, we will add that Roy and I are seeing all the time with all the different agents in the office, is that sellers really feel right now their houses are worth a lot more than they are.
Yep.
And we're fighting that
Yeah.
constantly,
Yeah.
and we're getting involved in explaining to them why it's not, you know, and showing them numbers, and somehow they've been believing us
Yeah.
when we say so.
Sometimes it's just
Sometimes they
different
don't.
voice.
So anyway, so let's go forward here and say Romy Campbell closed 4 deals. Yeah, 2. And so that's 2 listings and 2 sales. And so anything you want to tell us about?
No, not really. I actually had 5, but the check didn't come until September 2nd.
Yay, Romy. So Cork Street, I'm going to read,
Okay.
just Cork Street, 15th hole, Bambi, and Cubby.
Let's see, Cork Street, okay, Cubby was the seller of Decanter bought Cubby. Bambi was an internet call to me. Cork Street was in my farm, and what was the other one?
15th hole.
15th hole was a buyer I've worked with for over a year, first time home buyer.
Wow. The key to that is over a year.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, consistency, staying with them. So Dina closed 3, all buyers. Stephen Cohn, Mr. Rockstar this month, closed 7.
Wow.
That guy is on fire. He's absolutely on fire. He's doing all this Buffini. He's getting it done every month, he's awesome. But 7, and there are 1, 2, 3 of his listings sold, and then he represented 4 buyers. So awesome month. And you look here, Lenore Coronado in the East office closed 1. Marnie Cunha closed 1 in the Petaluma office. Izetta, 2. Vallejo Street and Rio Nito Road. Anything to share on those?
Didn't we have it close before that? I thought
Maybe
This is
the
the
checking
it dragged on.
They could have it.